set to tip it off, and we are ready to get underway. Virginia Tech, Louisville on this Thursday night on the ACC Network. Pleasure to have you with us. And Virginia Tech looking to knock off Louisville for the first time in an ACC contest. They've been very close, including the last time the teams met here in the fall of 21, and there it is. First shot knocked down. Who else?
And when that ball goes in the basket, they have a chance to set their press, too.
Take a look at the starting five for Virginia Tech. Everything back a week later as it should be, with the exception, as you said, particularly how you're going to line up against those two we highlighted in the open. They try to defend the premier player for Virginia Tech underneath, but Kitley knocks home her first bucket.
And part of the reason you do take her for granted is everything's so easy for her, and you cannot let Morgan Jones go with her right hand.
Pulled out by Traylor. Go back down. There's that turnaround, and she's just as true. Liz Kitley again.
Yeah, and really missing Ashley Owusu, who adds an awful lot, an All-American at the University of Maryland. And we'll see the numbers later on, the difference between having her in the lineup and not having her in the lineup with turning the basketball over. But they're executing really nice. Speaking of execution, hello.
There's another. This time she finds a spot just along the baseline. 16 field goals, I should say, from the program record. 679 what she came up in with, 694 what she's chasing. With this kind of start, as you see Louisville answer on the other end of the floor. And here come the Cards.
Louisville would love for this game to be fast-paced.
Well, it's working out every time it is. Olivia Cochran lays this home. Look no further than the last time these clubs met here in Blacksburg. Tech trailed by just a bucket with 10 seconds to play before Player of the Year Dana Evans ended up sealing it for a 4-point victory. Talk about one Player of the Year. Here's another on cue, showing how she can shine in front of the home fans. This rattles out on a shot from the perimeter from Carr, who can be such a sharp shooter from out there. And in transition, Soule lays it home. She had a deflection and then a three in the final minutes as they were able to, again, pull away at the end and pick up the win. A little stop pop there. How about that from Van Lith as she tickles the twine? Those are the type of looks they want to get for King, just not the result they were hoping for there.
That's exactly the shot they want.
Underneath, laid off the glass, and here's Harris on the other end of the floor making a contribution.
Yeah, the freshman, she's really talented. She can put it on the floor, too. She's got some skills on the perimeter.
And coming to life in ACC play, she averages 4.6 points, 4.4 rebounds in the ACC games this season. That maybe wasn't your best, and then I look up and it's a double-double. He said, we have been spoiled watching this young lady play night in, night out in this building, and she's shown why again tonight. How about Amoore here down the left side to lay it home?
Time enough to get an offensive rebound, but not time enough for Louisville to go to the other end.
Amoore kicks this down into the corner, and how about a three-ball from Kyman?
Through her whole career, a really good player, makes her third three-pointer of the season.
Putting it on the floor, far side, is Robinson. Here's Carr, and then back in the direction of Robinson. She gets close enough, lays that home. See such development from her since 18. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time to make a contribution for this squad. Down the right side of the lane was the right place at the right time.
Jones go with the right hand. You can't do the same thing with Soule. Beats her man right there and takes the contact. Stealing from beyond the arc. If not, shot the ball as well as they did a year ago.
There's Josie Williams, the Utah native, freshly into the game, comes down the lane and will end up laying this home. We were talking prior to this when you said as interesting as the two premier players in this contest are the players that are going to be asked to cover them along the way tonight. Worth watching. That's inside to Williams again, and she lays home another bucket for Louisville.
Kept that from happening, got there just a little bit late. Good job defending that baseline out of bounds that time by Louisville.
Coach's dream. And how about on the other end? A Louisville team. And it's happening when they need it to happen, Coach, because they're about to go into a much different phase schedule-wise. That'll change the course of this contest right now. Look at this last sequence.
Get the ball to the high post. The zone must collapse. You might be able to throw it straight down the gut of the zone, or...
Van Lith looking for a little help. She'll have it from Russell. Now back her direction, and she knocks down a three-ball. And for Kitley initially, now just trying to get it into somebody. And wasn't necessarily intended originally for Traylor, but she'll take it.
we'll talk a lot more about the whole league in the second half. What a great year it is for women's basketball in the league.
Well, you think about the parity, every night difficult, every possession key. And this one's going to end up counting for Traylor again. 3 of 5 as it grows to 32-25.
She's had to play a lot more minutes with Owusu on the bench with the injury, and nice play by Dixon right
Boy,
there.
that's an answer, isn't it, on the other end?
Yeah, the transfer from Georgia Tech.
That Louisville defense, none found just yet for the Hokies. Boy, what a move for Soule to get loose, and she lays it in.
She's so explosive.
Had a chance to get to double figures right there, just a little bit too far underneath and couldn't lay it home. An open look, stops and drops it in. Russell.
See which team has the momentum going into the locker room. It's been a great first half.
About 9 seconds separation between the shot clock and the game clock.
Somebody better guard Carr. Make her drive it. That's a good play.
But it left a wide open Dixon to lay home the finish.
They have not been the same three-point shooting team they have been in the past few years.
Van Lith, who you saw there just a moment ago, 7 points. She was 3 of 8 in that first half. Knocks down her 4th field goal.
Well, I think they were happy with the zone. We see them coming out in the second half in that same zone. But, of course, they've got to locate the shooters, and so far that hadn't made a lot of difference. But Virginia Tech, like we mentioned, still finding ways to score. One of the best offensive rebounders, if not the best offensive rebounder in the ACC.
After the perimeter shot rattled out, but here's one of those quick buckets in answer on the other end of the floor for Louisville as Robinson lays it home. Across the course of her career, and you can see it in moments like the one you just witnessed. Van Lith finds an opening in that defense. She seems to be in a rhythm from beyond the arc in this contest.
You know, Lance White's group at Pittsburgh is you know, they're 0-5, but they've played good basketball. There goes the ball to the high post again.
Nobody home down.
A lot of attention to Liz Kitley, and they forgot about Taylor Soule.
Rightfully so.
Who now has 12 points.
Boy, fighting to get near the bucket, and how about the job to lay that in for Jones, and she'll earn the and one. We'll see how long she sits and just what Virginia Tech is able to do during that time. This is gathered up inside. How about that rebound? The putback there for Josie Williams. Thought there was an opening there. Just 2 to shoot now. She's going to be fortunate to get anything off. Just will, and almost drove that home. A little short, front of the iron.
Jones in transition.
Jones so tough as she splits the defense and lays it home.
It'll be interesting to see what Georgia Amoore does the rest of this game. She's 3 for 10 right now after going 5 for 15 against Miami. But we don't have any question about how Taylor Soule's going to do, though.
Good recovery by Soule there. She'll stay with it. A little too strong. Kitley's there to clean it up and lay it back in.
Yeah, Kitley puts the Hokies back in front.
So she was in double figures at the first horn. And how about Van Lith, who made that look effortless?
She can just will this team to victory.
And how often do you see it? The great players, when they are on the floor opposite one another, they find a way to just punch and counterpunch. And right now, it is Soule doing the majority.
This is why the Boston College transfer is here. She wanted to play on a ranked team.
Kitley would not be denied underneath, and here's Soule again. Gets that to fall. Enough of a window there to put it up. How about that distance shot? 1 point separating these teams. Here's Van Lith. Boy, such a true stroke from her as well. Kitley territory one more time. A little too strong. This one going to be gathered up by Carr far side. Carr, she's looking to get involved, and will. Creates a little space. This trailer, and she has one of her own from the top of the key. Boy, she went for broke on that steal attempt, too. Didn't happen. Knocked down. True from behind the arc is Traylor. Into Van Lith's hands. Just 1 to shoot. She's got to get it up quickly. And that may have bailed everything out. 1 second on the shot clock as she worked through. A state high school basketball championship at North Carolina in the Dean Dome. So the ACC connections just abound for the Kitley family. And he talks about watching her back, and he says, be back in, as you said, fresh when it counts for Virginia Tech. You want that on both teams and on all these players on all sides with what's at stake here.
Van Lith time, isn't it?
Van Lith steps right inside the three-point line, drops it home. Goes into Van Lith's hands right now. Talk about 18 or more in every ACC game you play. And that's seizing the moment. Remaining in the basketball game. Trailer. Kitley. Trying to get in there and lay that back. She will. And with a lead of 2, here's Louisville. Van Lith tried it. Rattled off a couple of cards, and then it's gathered up and knocked home by Robinson in these ACC games so often.
She really does that. Not a big score, but made a big basket right there.
She may not wow you with the numbers, but she picks her spots on the other side. Keep that in mind across the final 3. Jones, left side, uses her length to somehow will that basket down, and she'll have.
With a chance to cut into that 4-point spread.
It's a team that started the year top tier in the country, fell out of the rankings, right back now, leading Tech, not by as much thanks to Trailer. Inside 2 minutes to play. A little step back. Amoore drills it home. Hokies now on the defensive end of the floor. Can they make the 2-point advantage stick with 1:39 to go? Wide open underneath, and a solid pass in the finish for Dixon.
Ball screen, slipped the ball screen, and got to the rim wide open.
Blocked.
Robinson.
With 75 seconds left to play in the basketball game. Off the side of the iron. Virginia Tech trying to let that go out. She is on both ends of the floor, what she's been able to provide at the right moment. 1 minute to play. Left side, and then the inside bucket, and it is 79-77 Hokies. Van Lith, too far underneath. Rebounded by Kitley, and she'll draw the contact with 42 seconds to play.
And nobody's losing this. Somebody is winning this game.
Van Lith, close to the basket, somehow stays in there and keeps possession of the basketball.
Just competes. You heard Kenny Brooks say, she just competes so hard.
And will pull the cards within 1 where you want to be. The type of night that you can put it all together. These two teams certainly have the horses to do just that. Here's Louisville.
Turnover on the out-of-bounds play.
Take away on the inbound with 30 seconds and now underneath it to go. Hokies covered what was the last money possession for Louisville. Van Lith tried the glass. Didn't go, and in the end, it appears Virginia Tech is coming out of there with it.
1.1 seconds comes off the clock.
Her first free throw of the night, and it is back of the iron. So that the opportunity will still be there. 3 and change left. And she knocks down the second, so the lead will be 2. Van Lith puts it up. Won't go. Ends up in King's hands. And Virginia Tech hangs on with an 81-79 victory over Louisville inside Castle Coliseum.